effective and easy. So the very first data structure that we are going through is strings. Strings is a collection of characters. When I collect a lot of characters together, they become string, right? So what is the use of string? I can use strings to represent codes to get the input from, let's say when you write, when you have an explainable input, you take it into the string. Inputs like explain your job, write a description about you, all this comes into a string. So string is a collection of characters binded together. So there are two ways to define strings. We have done that. So the very first way to define a string is to give the string in double quote or single quote. You can give a string in double quote or a single quote. That is your wish. Both of them are equally acceptable. So if I give a string hello world. So both of these strings are equally acceptable. Both are strings. Whether I define it into a double quote or a single quote, no problem. The other way to define a string is using a uh, the your constructor. So the third way to define a string is using constructor. The constructor name here is str. This constructor takes a value, it takes an object. So that object may be anything, any string that you want to write. It can again be sent into double quotes or single quotes. So I'm sending a string as my name. So this is string 3. I can also create an empty string using the same option. I can create an empty string using a blank quote, or I can create an empty string using the constructor, that is str blank. So these are the things that we have done. These are the ways of creating the string. See, we have double quote, single quote, or we can create an empty string without giving anything inside the quotes. Similarly, we can have a double quoted string as a parameter, single quoted string as a constructor parameter, and a blank string as well. Sorry, you will not provide anything in this. So we can print these strings to see that is there any difference. So let's see, I'll print one by one. So very first string is string, there is no problem. It has printed. Again, second is fine. Third is fine. Fourth is fine. Okay. And fifth is fine. Both fourth and fifth were blank strings, so nothing has been printed. Okay. So these are the types of creating a string. What I said is that you can actually have a question in the exam, especially MCQs from these topics. The MCQs which comes are like this: that what is the constructor to define the string? So you have to identify the right constructor. They may give you 4-5 option: str, string, strin, and you have to identify the correct constructor and so on. So these kind of questions can come. Or what is the output of this? They may give you a wrong input and then ask you to give the right output and so on. The next thing, the next property of string that we discussed is that strings are immutable. Okay, strings are immutable means that this is a very important property. You cannot change the string once it is created. So what I wanted to say is, now, since this is a string, what exactly this is? It is a data structure, and every data structure is a collection. So collection means we can actually utilize if word by word. We can actually, you know, we can actually work upon each and every character of this string as an independent identity. So if I want string 1 and I want to print third letter of string 1, so I can easily write str13. That means give me the third character of string 1. So what is the third character of string 1? The counting starts from 0. So T is 0, E is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So this is my third character. It will print T. See, it is printing T. I ask it to print third character of my string and it has printed T. But if I ask him to change the third character, okay, I can access the third character. So if I ask him to change the third character of my string, and I will just say that change it to, let's say, Y in double quotes. So it will say, no, I cannot change. because it does not support item assignment. That means strings are immutable. So this is a very important property of string, that strings are immutable. You cannot mutate it, you cannot change it. The second thing, the next thing that we were doing is that how exactly if I want a character inside my string. Okay, there are characters, there are alphabets in the string. If I really want to display quotes or single quotes or double quotes inside my string, how can I do that? So I explained that if you have defined the string using double quotes, okay, so you can use anything inside the string except double quotes. Okay, if you want a single quote, let's say you want to write tests, so it is fine, it is very acceptable, it has no problem, no error, because you have defined your string using double quotes. So you can easily use single quotes inside a string that is defined using double quotes. Same is the case with the string of single quotes. This string has been defined using single quote. If I want a double quote somewhere, I can easily use it. And it has no problem. If I print it, it will just print my string. See, it has just printed what I wanted. It printed test string and it has no problem. Similarly for S2. Again, it has no problem. But now, if I want that I should have a double quote here in this string, in the first string, I wanted to have a double quote. So how will I give it? If I give a double quote here, see, the color has changed. So everything that is coming in green is considered as string, and everything that is coming in black is considered as out of the string. And it will show me an error if I try to print it. Okay, if I try to print it, it will show me an error. It is an invalid syntax. So how I will go for this? Suppose if I have defined a string with double quote and I want a double quote inside my text, how I'm going to do it? I'm going to use a escape character. Escape character is backslash. Backslash means you have to escape. It tells the compiler that escape means do not read this, just print this. Okay, now it will print what I want. It will print a double quote without any error, because I instructed the compiler that okay, you have to escape this double quote, do not treat it as an end of the string, I will provide end of the string later, you have to print this. Similarly, if you want a single quote over here, you have to provide an escape character, otherwise it will give a error. So the crux is, if I have defined the string with double quote, I cannot use double quote inside the string without an escape character. Same is for single quotes. If I have defined a string with single quotes, I cannot use a single quote within the string without escape character. Otherwise, I can use anything else. That's totally fine. I can write double quotes in a single quote defined string without any escape character. Like I had written before. Here we had written apostrophe s, and that's very fine. There is no problem, no error, because this single quote was not used to define the string, so it is okay with the compiler. Also, one more thing I taught is that this escape character slash n is used as a new line. So you can use it anywhere. If I write a slash n, it will provide me a new line inside the string. Okay, so as you can see, I have provided slash n. If I just skip the space, it will give me something like this, test string. So slash n has not been printed, but it has been evaluated as a new line. There are many escape characters that we can use, but for us, slash n is good enough. Okay. So this much we had discussed. Now we are moving to the other functions that we can use to manipulate the string. So string is a very strong data structure that can be used for text manipulation in the Python. To if you have text and you want to manipulate text, string is a very strong data structure. So there are two operators that we can use. One is the plus operator that is used for concatenation of the string. Other is a star operator that is used to repeat the string. So if I want to concatenate two string, I can easily do it. I have two string, I just want to print one after another. Okay, I want test string hello world to be printed together. I can write str1 plus str2 and it will print both the strings together. Okay, if I want to have a new line before the other, I can add. So see, both the strings have been concatenated without any problem. If I want a new string with the sum of both, I can easily do that as well. I can write str1 plus str2 and I can print str3 over here. Okay, so it is well and good. Whatever way you like. Okay, this is called concatenation operator. It has been a pre-built operator of Python. You can directly use this operator to concatenate two strings together. So if you have multiple strings, you want to join them, you can simply write plus. No other operator is required. Similarly, if I write multiply operator, so this is going to repeat the string so many number of times, whatever is written over here. So see, this has repeated the string 4 times. But remember, it will not provide any new line or any space by itself. As you can see, this is the end of first string and the next string is starting with, without any space or without any new line. So if you want to add something like that, you have to explicitly mention into your print statement. Okay. So now, it says that if you have a very long string, right? If you have a very long string to write, it's not, you're not able to write it in a single line. You can actually split it into multiple lines. But for that, you need to give, breaks like this. You have to, suppose I want to add something over here. So I can write, and I would like to print string one. See. So if I try to print these two strings, they are not together because I have not provided them. I have not actually given them this bracket thing that, okay, fine, this complete is the string. Okay. Now it becomes a complete string. So you can actually split string into multiple lines, but remember, to split one single string into multiple line, you have to give us the opening and the ending bracket, because a compiler should be able to know that how much long your string is. How the compiler will be able to know that the other line is a part of your string or it is a different line. So you have to provide brackets, okay, starting and ending brackets, to give an indication to the compiler that this is the complete string. Here also you can see the string 1 is this and the string 2 is this. Okay. Next we have in and not in operator. So we can use to test whether a particular string, whether a particular element or whether a particular character is present in a string or not. So if I say, let's say I have a string 1 and I want to check if, okay, what I want to check if I have a word, let's say I want to check if str is in string or not. If str is a word that is coming in string 1 or not. Okay, I am checking it. So I have to, let's say, print. If it is there, I will print yes. Okay. Just a sec. So we are here, we are just trying to see here, it is trying to test if test is present in as string or not. I'm trying to test if str is present in string or not. Let's see if it is there or not. So yes, str is there. It has given me answer yes. If I try to find str3 in the string, it will not give me anything because it is not there. and I have not given any else case, so it will not print anything. Similarly, I can check not in. So I am just checking that whether str3 is not in the string or not. If I check this, it will give me yes, str3 is not present in the string. And if I give something like this, it will give me no output. So this particular thing can be used as a small question, small programming question for your exam. You may get a small question that test whether XYZ word appears in the string or not. So you have to write a very small code to for this. You will get a string, you will get a word, and you can actually check. You can actually write a very small function for it. Let's say define check function. What it does, it takes a string and it takes a, let's say, check word, and it will just check if check word is present in your str1, then you have to print um, present, let's say, and if it is not present, so else will be, I will print not present. So it is a very small function I'm showing you. So these type of questions may come into your exam. Perfect. So now I have, I have given, I can actually use this function. I will call the function check. I can give a string over here. I, how are you? So this is the string that I'm passing, and then I'm again passing a check word that is, let's say, how. Let's just run it if it works. So see, it shows me that how is present here in the string. I can actually change this word. I can write you, and it will check whether u is present. So u is also present. Okay, and I have an m. So m is not present. Okay, so this is a very small function. What you have to do is you have to make this function user driven. That means you will take both the parameter str1 and check word from the user, and then use this function to check whether a string is present or not. Now the next thing is string comparison. So in and operator is done. Next is string comparison. We can actually compare two strings. This is done using the your dictionary order. So I can compare two strings together, and they are compared based on their uh, Unicode values which are present in the computer system. So you can write any of the relational operator like equals to, less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to. I can use any of these operators. Okay. Also remember, this is by mistake. You need to have double equals to over here. To compare something as equal, you need to use double equal to sign. So you can actually compare. You can take two strings and you can actually compare it like this. If str1 is equals to str2, then print yes, maybe. We can change the code accordingly. Otherwise, print no. So now you can give two strings and I can check that they are not equal. I can give some equal strings and I can really check. See, I am checking. I'm giving two high and it's showing me that yes, they are equal. In fact, let's see if it is case sensitive. So one is high and other is high in capital. So yes, they are case sensitive. If I give two different, capital HI and small hi are two different strings. So they are not equal. You can check similarly for less than, greater than, equal to. Any question like, programming question from this may also come. These are very small programs. So these may come into your exam to write. Next is indexing and slicing. So in this section particularly gives you a lot of question on MCQ type question or one word questions can come from this section. So what exactly is indexing and slicing? We have already done indexing. Indexing means accessing the element using the index. 0, 1, 2. I can use the index and access it element by element. Okay. Similarly, if I want to access a string from starting, I will use 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's say, let's use it over here. So again, let's define a string. String 1 equals to hello world. So let's see how many characters are there. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 characters over here. 11 characters starting from 0 to 10. Let's try to print str1 element number 2. So what it will print? H is 0, E is 1, L is 2. So it will print L. Perfect. If I want to print something from, this is a very small string. So I can easily find out that the second last word is ninth. But if it is a very long string and I want to print something from the last of the end of the string, so I can actually print -2. It will give me the second last word. That is again L. I can print -3 to see a different word, that is R. So if you want to start numbering from starting, it is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till the end of the string. And if you want it to from the ending, it is -1, -2, -3. Now, this is called indexing. So you can use, you can access any index. Now, if I want to slice the string, slice means I want to actually cut the string. I want find some of the element of the string should should be separated, or I want to get a substring inside from a string. I can easily do that. So the slicing is done by giving the range. Okay, for slicing, you have to give range. What do you want in the string? You want from starting, let's say from 0, I want from 0 2. Okay, so this is starting of the range, then colon, and then ending of the range. I want hello to be printed. So I want from 0 to 4. Let's see if it prints hello. No, it's printing hell. Why? Because 0, 1, 2, 3. Now, this is a very important thing. I have already told it many times, even for the range. Okay, the last index, whatsoever you will give, will not be included. Technically, 0 to 4 should have been 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But it does not, any time, whenever you use Python, it will not print the last index. So you have to be very cautious to give last plus 1. Whatever you want to print the last, you have to give plus 1. So it becomes this. So 0 to 5 is actually hello. Fifth index is not included. So this is called slicing. I have sliced the string. I have sliced it. I can slice it like from anywhere. I can slice it like this. Um, so I can slice it from, let's say, a sixth letter to the end of the string. See, when I am not providing any value in the ending range, it will give me from the range I am starting till the end of the whatever is the end. So it is giving me letter till end. If I give it from 6 to 11, it will give me the letter world, because 6 is world, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11th will not be included. Similarly, if you do not give any beginning index, it will start from the beginning and give you till the given index. So see, it is giving me hello with a space. This is called slicing of string. Okay, you are slicing it in different ways, starting, middle, ending. If you do not provide any of the parameters, right, any of the starting or ending parameter, it will give you the output from the beginning or output till the end. Okay. So if I do not give any starting or beginning, I'm not giving starting of the index or ending of the index, it will give me the whole string. Okay, although this is not a purposeful thing, but yes, you can use it. I mean, this can come into your MCQs. Okay, that what will happen if you print this? So it will not give an error, it will give me the complete string. Okay, I hope I'm audible to everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have studied these operators, concatenation in, not in, as well as the um, slicing and indexing. You can do any kind of slicing or indexing. You can get, write small programs using this. Next is the built-in functions that we can use: length, min, and max. So these are the functions that can be, used on a string to find the length of the string. I can use length function to find the length of the string. Okay. And let's use the other functions as well. So let's print length, min, and max. Whatever is the answer, we'll just see what happens. So I'm trying to print length, min, and max for a string 1. So you can see the length is 16. The length of this is 16. Perfect. Now the max word here is T. Okay. And the min word is blank. That is space. So how does actually it comes? It is actually checking the ASCII value of the word. Okay. In ASCII value, the letters, that is the uppercase letters, come before the lowercase letters, because otherwise if you see, W should be the last word. W is the maximum word over here. That comes last, right? But we are not getting W as an output. We are getting T. Why? Because in ASCII, the capital letters have smaller values and the small letters have bigger values. So, so W has been omitted, and in the small letters, T is the last word that you can find. So that is where the max value is T. Such questions may come into exam as MCQs. Okay. I hope I'm clear and audible. Now let's move to the next. So you've already seen that strings are immutable. If I try to fix in a value at a particular index of the string, I will get a long error, right? That you cannot change the string and so and so. So you cannot actually change the string. If you want to add something to a string, you have to actually define a new string, right? You can use slicing techniques and you can define a new string. Suppose I want to write here, I want to write actually tech. Instead of tech, I wanted a new value. I wanted hello world, let's say newbie. So what I'll do is I'll actually use string 1. I will just slice it, and then I will concatenate the new value that I want, that is newbie, and I can print this string, and we can see what happens. So see, now this word newbie has added. Okay, somehow I should have used 12 because I wanted the space as well. So now this is what I wanted. So see, technically string 1 has not been changed. Okay, I have taken the values from string 1. I have added some new value to it and made a new string. This is possible. But changing the value in a very particular string is not possible because strings are immutable. So this is all about strings. We will cover a list also today. And then in the next class, we will cover tuple, set, and dictionary. So string is a very beautiful data structure, but the only problem is that it can only handle the character values, string values. It will handle all the values as characters. Okay, so even if I provide 1, 2, 3 in the string, it is going to take them as characters and it will print it like that only. Suppose I have two strings, str1 whose value is 123 and I have another string str2 whose value is 456. If I want to print str1 plus str2, so it is going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it will not treat it as a numerical value, it will treat it as a string value. Now, another thing that we can have is the list. So what exactly is list? Lists are collections of elements that are ordered and enclosed in the square bracket. First of all, the elements are ordered and enclosed in a square bracket. It represents a series of values that are separated by comma. It may have any value. Okay, you can give a number, you can give an alphabet, you can give a name, whatsoever you want. Okay, what it does, it gives you a flexibility to store the element of different data types. Different data types you can store, it gives you a flexibility and it accommodates variant data type. But generally, in our day-to-day task, we generally use element of same type so that we actually can perform some operations on it. Because storing is not the only purpose of a data structure. We also want to utilize the operations that are given on a data structure. So let's define a list first. So to define a list, you do not have to do anything. You have to define a name. You have to give a square bracket, and inside the square bracket, you have to give the values. Any value you can give, and I can write print L, and it will print the list. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So you can give empty list. You can give anything. That is up to you. You can give different values, same values, no issues. So these are various types of lists that they have created, which you can practice at your home as well. See, now, this is a very good example. So if I have a string, let's say I had a string str1 that was test string, and I wanted to convert this string to a list, I could do that. I could do that. See, I can do that using the list constructor. I will pass my string here, and this list will convert like this. See, every element of the string has been converted to an element of the list, and each of them are characters, so they have been enclosed into single quotes. Let's see if I had written 1, 2, 3 over here, so what would have been done? So it has all, see, it has already enclosed this 1, 2, 3 as well into a single quotes because this 1, 2, 3 is also treated as a string and not as a number. But here comes the property of the list that is very useful. Unlike string, list can be modified, making them mutable. So what I can do here in the list is I can actually manipulate the list. I can actually change it. Let's see if I can do that. So as we know, if I wanted to write str1, str1 ka fourth element should be equal to t, I was not able to write that because it will show me an error. But if I want to do the same thing in list, I think I'll be able to do that. Yes. See, the fourth element, that is the space, has been has been replaced by the letter T. So strings are not mutable, are immutable, but lists are mutable. You can change any index value of list using the simple assignment operator. Also, it offers a lot of operation like append, insert, remove, sort, and slice. These are the operations that you can use on the list, but let's start from the very basic operators. So for these, let's have two lists. So I have a list L. I'll take a list L that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll take another list L1 that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are the two lists that I'm having. The very first operator that I want to do on this list is concatenation operator. So as we know from the string, the concatenation operator is going to do nothing but join two lists together. So I'll just print L plus L1 and it will show me both the lists joined together. Perfect, right? Now if I want to use the star operator, so it is going to provide me the list. I mean, it is going to write all the element of the list twice or thrice here. See, it has given me the list 3 times. And also remember, the list is replicated after the completion. That is, it is not showing me 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. It is showing me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can use in and not in operator as well. I hope you can use it at your home. You can try it. Now del operator. We can use del operator to delete anything from the list. So this we can test actually. Let's do, let's delete del. Okay, see, how do I use the del operator? Delete is the keyword and I have to use the name of the list. So I'm trying to delete something from L1 and what I'm trying to delete, let's just give an index to delete. I'll delete element number 2 and then I'll just print L1. So here you can see 7 is deleted, okay, because the element number 2 was 7. The indexing always starts from 0, so it is 0, 1, 2. So element number 2 is 7 and hence 7 is deleted because I wrote to delete the element. Again, indexing and slicing of the list is very similar to indexing and slicing of your strings. Okay? You can do indexing, slicing, mutate the list. All these operators are very much okay with the list. Now adding and removing. So you can use append function or insert function in the list. Append function means append function will append a value at the end of the string and insert function will insert a value at a given index. Okay. So let's see the append function. I want to append L dot append. See, you have these functions which are available with the list. You can use any of these functions, remove, reverse, sort, anything. Okay. So suppose I have a list, let's use some of the functions so that we can understand the functionality. Let's say I have a list in which I have written some letter B, B, H, C, A, N, L. Okay. So I want this list. If I print this list, it will just show me the output. Okay, I'm deleting these lines. So if I just print list L, it will show me the list, but I want it to be sorted. So I will just use the sort function. Okay, so this function is going to sort the list. Okay, just a sec. Wait, I'll just check why it's not working. So let's work on the append function first. Let's try to append something to this list. Let's try to append a letter K to the list. So we have we have got this K at the end of the string. Okay, we have got this K at the end of the string. Now I want to print, I want to insert something in this list. L equals to, sorry, L dot insert. And I want to insert where? I want to insert at the 4th position. I want to insert O. So let's see what it prints. See, I have got the list. In the 4th position, I have got O inserted. So insert and append works like insert will insert a value at some index and append will append at the end. Also, if you try to give some index which does not exist, then you will get a value error. So suppose the string is of 4 letter and I want to insert at 6th index, it will not happen. So you will get a value error for this. Then you have these various built-in function like length, minimum, maximum, and sum, which you can actually use. So these are the function that helps you to actually do the bigger operation in a faster way. Suppose I have a list and I want to just print the sum, so I can use this function. I can use sum list L. So it will give me the sum of the list, which is 15. I can use similarly min, max, or any other function per se. So it will give me the minimum value of the list is 1, and so on. So this is all about the list. You can practice the various examples at your home, okay? In next class, we'll be dealing with tuple and the last topic, that is tuple set and dictionary. I'll just check the sorting operation once. In the meanwhile, if you have any doubt, you can actually ask your doubt as well. Okay. So fine. The mistake which I was doing is I was trying to assign it. I do not have to assign anything. You just need to sort it, right? You can write any name. Let's say you are writing student's name. Okay. And you just want to sort it like anything. We can sort it using L dot sort function and it will sort them as per the dictionary order. So here, so it is a just one, one liner. What kind of questions can you get from the list is you may get a function, you may write a function to um, concatenate two lists, or you may write a function to remove something from the list, and so on. There are various functions that can be uh, made using list. I'll give you a few examples as a material today. I'll post some examples on your group which you have to do. Do you have any doubts in the meanwhile? You can ask, please. Anyone having any doubt? Hanji beta, please, you can speak your doubt. You can unmute your mic and speak.
Hello,
Hello, yes.
Madam Navin here.
हाँ जी बताइए.
Madam, actually, I have joined in between, no, due to some technical issue.
Mhm.
Could you please let me know where you started today, like in this
I
drink?
I started from chapter 6 of this book, which I have shared. I started chapter
Uh,
6 of this book today.
Madam, could you please once again and forward that book to me?
Yes, yes. I'll forward that book again in the group. A few people have requested the same, so I'll forward the book again in the group, and I will request all of you to start, preparing from the very first chapter. Even I am planning to have a revamp of the complete, complete syllabus, because in next class I'll be winding up with the syllabus, so I can, make sure that we have some certain back-to-back classes or something like that, so that once again the complete syllabus get covered. And I will, in that session, I will tell you that how you exactly need to study the chapter for the internal assessment as well as for your final exams. I'll do that.
Madam.
I'll share the book
Okay, madam.
right now.
Madam, for the in the practical classes, which compiler you will provide?
For the practicals, you will get this spider for a practical exam you're asking, right?
Yes, madam. Practical exam.
Okay, okay. For practical exam, you will be having Jupyter notebook that we can use.
Okay, madam. Because I am practicing in PyCharm.
That's okay. See, it's very okay. You can practice because this is very simple. This Python, the code that we are studying, we are not actually using a lot of libraries. So this code, whatever you are practicing, will run in any compiler. No issues with that.
Okay, madam. Okay.
And don't worry about that. We know that we are not actually connecting together at a single place doing practicals. So obviously, if you have practiced in some other IDE and you are comfortable with that, I will try that you get that IDE to work on, or at least there will be some help for you, so that IDE should not be a problem for you. Okay.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Okay, so Divya wants to know that how will you practice at home? Divya, I hope you are having a laptop with you. I mean, do you have a laptop or a desktop at your place? Please let me know if you have. So, Divya, you can practice on that, right? And for Python compiler, it's not necessary to download a software. You can actually go online and use the compiler. In my very first class, I told you various compilers. Some of them were online. Programming start in ka ek compiler hai, which is there provided online. You can write code over there and you can practice, especially for the first time users or the first time people who are doing this programming language for the first time. I will suggest again and again to go through the book first and try to do those examples, right? Do not delve into very complexities. First of all, do the basics, do the simple things. If you find any problem, you can reach me out. I'll be available. I'll also try to have some repetition classes, revision classes for you guys once I wind up my syllabus. So most probably I'll wind up the syllabus in the next class. I have shared the book on the group if you, you all can see. Perfect. So any other doubt you have? Any other doubt? Also, if there is any student from my practical batch, from my this project group, right? Group number 1. Do we have any student from group number 1 except Neeraj? Just a sec. We have this. We had two groups, right? So anyone from group 1? Do we have anyone from group 1 of the project? Fine. So Neeraj, you can join group 2. Okay, and you can get in touch with Priya or anyone from the group 2. In case you find any problem, you can contact me. Any other doubt from anyone? I still think that you guys have not started studying per se, because I understand this is very new to you. So I will just suggest that you can start from the very first chapter if you have not started, and go through one by one, go through the chapters one by one. It contains all the explainable things. It has all the explanations and a few programs as well. I will also provide a compiled list of programs from each and every chapter. And in my revision classes, I will cover that what exactly, what type of questions will may come into your internal assessment as well as into your external assessment. So I will start the revision most probably from next to next week. Okay, I'll talk to your TIC and schedule the classes accordingly. So if there is no other doubt, we can wind up today's class. Thank you. If anyone has a doubt, they can stay, others may leave.
Thanks, madam.
Thank you.
अच्छा हो गया क्या?
क्या चीज?
इसको 2 दिन की